In early 2024, an alliance was formed in the shadows, one that spanned oceans and connected some of the most feared criminal networks on the planet. A powerful Colombian cartel joined forces with a brutal Bulgarian syndicate. Their plan? To move over $1 billion worth of cocaine across continents, more than $50 million in street value. But they needed someone to bridge the gap between South America and Eastern Europe. Someone discreet, efficient, reliable. They chose Peter Jaggers. To them, he was the perfect middleman. To the streets, he was the architect of one of South Africa's most powerful gangs, the Terrible Joesters. From the neighborhoods of Hanover Park to the cold Atlantic waters off the Western Cape, Jaggers had built an empire. Not just with violence, but with trust. He was the man who got things done. But even in the criminal underworld, trust has a shelf life. Somewhere along the way, something inside Jaggers broke. Maybe it was greed. Maybe it was pride. Whatever it was, it made him bold enough to steal everything. On March 26, 2024, a distress call went out to the South African Maritime Rescue Center. A fishing vessel was stranded, adrift 80 miles off the coast. 6 exhausted men were rescued. To the public, it was just another accident at sea. But it was all a lie. While one team staged their performance, another slipped in unnoticed. Their mission? Recover 700 kilograms of pure cocaine and disappear. Jaggers had hijacked the entire shipment. He believed he'd pulled it off, that he'd outsmarted 2 of the deadliest criminal organizations on Earth. He was wrong. The Bulgarians were the first to notice. Then came the Colombians, and soon the phone calls began. The lies were unraveling. Jaggers said, "It was lost at sea. I couldn't recover it. They didn't buy it." For 2 months, there was no retaliation. No word, just silence. But in this world, silence is never a sign of peace. On June 30th, Jaggers flew to Johannesburg for a meeting he couldn't refuse. The Bulgarians greeted him with smiles, politeness hiding a death sentence. At 8 p.m., a black car arrived. Inside was not a negotiator, but a man with a pistol. Did you really think you could get away with it? That was the last time anyone saw Peter Jaggers or William Peterson alive. By July 5th, the panic set in. Jaggers' wife filed a missing person report. Hours later, her phone buzzed. "We're not playing. You have 24 hours. Return our stuff or we'll come for your family." It was a warning and a promise. 3 months later, a body surfaced in the Klip River. Then another, both bound, decomposed, and bearing signs of torture. One tattoo read "International Crook," the other a flaming cross. On October 16, 2024, the remains were identified: Peter Jaggers and William Peterson. There was no media circus, no headlines, just the slow, quiet end of a man who thought he could play both sides. Peter Jaggers once ruled Cape Town's underworld. But in the game of global crime, loyalty is currency, and betrayal is unforgivable. He died as he lived, tangled in a web of his own making. Because in this world, the sword you live by is the one that takes you down.